Hey guys, Photo5 here with episode number 25 of the West Ham Career Mode on EAFC 24. Quarter of a century down in this series, and we're only just getting started. But kicking today's episode off, we have got a transfer offer from Manchester United for Aguerd. We're going to agree on a £24.5 million price. I think that's a fair price. And you've got to think, was this a bit of mind games from Manchester United before we went into our first semi-final leg of the Carabao Cup? You know, did they try and just get into our minds, try and play around with us? Obviously, I'm not going to play Aguerd against the team he's potentially joining. So we dropped Aguerd, Thilo Kehrer and Mavropanos played in this one. Obviously, last year they signed Kurt Zouma from us. He played against us. I don't know if he played any other game that season, but they seem to be doing the same. And obviously they've gone from Varane, now they've got Aguerd. They've just gone and signed our two starting centre-backs from last year. Mavropanos has come into the team this season, has been brilliant. And for 24.5 million, add that on to what we already had to spend in January, I think we can sign a much better centre-back than Aguerd, and a much younger one as well at that. Obviously, here against United, we did just go 1-0 to the good. This Carabao Cup is a two-legged affair in the semi-finals, so to win here today at Old Trafford would be brilliant. It'd be a little bit of revenge for what happened earlier in the season, that 3-1 defeat that we had with the Shadows in this side of the stadium. Thankfully we were playing at night time, so there are no shadows, so that is absolutely brilliant for us, because I just couldn't see the players, I couldn't see the byline, I couldn't see the touchline, and it just it messed me up basically. But coming into the second half, we're 1-0 to the good, we're playing nice football as always. Kudus, the main man, strikes past his former Ajax teammate. I don't know if they were at Ajax at the same time, but he makes it 2-0, doubles our lead, celebrates on Rashford with his own celebration. I've said it, I think, every episode he's played in this season, but Kudus is the player of the season so far. He has been brilliant this year. Bit of a lapse in concentration just before the hour mark allows Morata to score, but thankfully we had that safety blanket of the Kudus goal just to see us through and secure us. Obviously away goals don't count, they haven't counted in a few years, but to win away from home, bring the win from away to the home stadium, I think is very useful for us. So if we can hold on to this 2-1 lead, which it looks like we're going to do with only a minute left, as Jarrod Bowen turns Ure, he's basically one-on-one with Onana. All he's got to do is shoot or cut it back to Tammy. But both men were absolutely shattered at the point it came to shoot, and there was no conviction behind the shot. But we are going to win the game. We are going to secure a 2-1 victory against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Taking that one to the London Stadium, we've got a real chance now of getting to a final of a domestic cup, which is absolutely brilliant. Another offer comes in, this time for Thilo Kehrer. So the man we replaced Aguerd with is wanted by Borussia Dortmund. I tried to get a bit of money for him, but just couldn't really negotiate around it. Obviously Dortmund, back in his native Germany, they are one of the top two teams in Germany, so I can't really reject that and not let him go. So Thilo Kehrer can freely join Borussia Dortmund after we've agreed a fee for him. So that is potentially two centre-backs lost in just a matter of days in this one. So we're going to have to get a first team centre-back in the door and a backup centre-back also in the door. So bit of a busy little transfer window should be approaching us for the final 2 weeks of the window. But before that, we've got a game here against Bournemouth. Cameron Archer asked to play. Cameron Archer delivered in the Premier League. 7 minutes in. Fabulous little finish past the keeper. Taking his cup form into the Premier League, which is what we want to see. 50 career wins apparently if I win this game. Pretty impressive over 2 seasons. Well, a season and a half, should I say. I think that's not too bad, really. But 1-0, still early doors. Another chance here as Costa charges down this left-hand side. Big space opens up for Cameron Archer in the middle. No one around him. One-on-one with the keeper. He goes and doubles his goal tally. He's on for a hat-trick in the Premier League. Now, he has been insane in the Cups. He has been not so good in the Premier League. Obviously, he is making mainly appearances off the bench in the final 20 minutes. So if you took all of his minutes combined in the Premier League, maybe it would equate to 2 or 3 full games. So I can see why he's maybe not getting as many goals. But the square button this year is not like it was last year. I think if you press square on this year's game, it has to go to somebody. You can't just boot it upfield, because that's what I tried to do there. Chipped it into the path of a Bournemouth player and they almost scored. So have to remember that. Have to keep a mental note that we can't just press square to clear the ball anymore. But that's absolutely fine, because here we're 2-0 up. We didn't concede from that. Georgie is keeping a clean sheet. Brilliant to see. But a chance has arisen for Bournemouth as Traore plays it across. Bit of backspin on that one after it was saved by Georgie, and it does unfortunately fall into the back of the net. So, a little bit of a tricky final 20 minutes, but we should be able to see it through. We should be able to potentially score another one here with Gnonto, but he puts it past the post, and it remains at 2-1. But what we've noticed is this Rivera guy playing at left back for them, loves to get forward. And when you get forward, you leave Traore in that space, you are going to get punished sooner or later. Cameron Archer, he'll take that as his goal to secure him the hat-trick, but really a massive deflection does secure us 3 points. 3 goals for Archer, 3 goals for West Ham. Match ball for Cameron Archer on, I think, one of his first starts for us in the Premier League. It's mainly been Wilson or Abraham that starts, but you can see there, Agerd will be going to Manchester United. Kehrer will be going to Borussia Dortmund. So we have about 30 million there between the two men combined. First order of business, let's go and get Thilo Kehler's backup. Who do I go and get? Well, let's go and get the youngster Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Obviously, I think he was captain of the England under-21s that won the Euros in the summer in real life. I think he was the captain. But yeah, easy little pickup. He's willing to take a slight wage decrease as well, because he's probably going to play more for us than he is for Man City. And overall, I think that is a nice little pickup. Now, the main man, replacing Agerd, 25 years old, so he's younger than Agerd. 83 overall, so he's higher rated than Agerd. And at 42, try and bring it down to 41.5 million. He will be, about another 20 million on top of what we paid, what we received for Agerd. So not too bad, actually. A nice replacement. And actually, overall, his wages were relatively low at Real Betis. So we can give him a nice increase. We can give him a nice signing on bonus and a nice clean sheet bonus as well. Just to, motivate him to do more for us. But yeah, great signing. One of our youth academy players, finally, we've signed one, is going out on loan to Tigre. And then a big offer came in. Kudus to Liverpool. 80.8 million. If I can get that up to maybe the 190 million, I would accept it, because standing in the way of Kudus going to Liverpool, they are in the Champions League. They are fighting alongside us for the league table, the league trophy. Realistically, if Liverpool came in for a West Ham winger, he would start for Liverpool. I'm not going to stand in his way, and for realism's sake, we are going to unfortunately sell Kudus to Liverpool. And yeah, it's a real shame. I knew it was going to come in for someone. I didn't know whether it was going to be Tammy or Kudus. I knew it was going to be one of the two. Tammy is an 88 overall rated striker now, which is insane. But yeah, they came in for Kudus. We are going to have to replace him. And we are going to replace him in this episode. He is going to be sold. This is going to be his final game for us. He wasn't quite fit enough to start, but he will come on. I can guarantee that. He will come on in this game. You know, his final appearance at the London Stadium. But here, we're 2-1 up against United into the second leg at home. We should be cruising in this one. But 5 minutes in, Rasmus Højlund makes it 2-2. So just like that, just straight away, they equalise on aggregate. Pressure is now on us. We're at home. We have to deliver. Well, Jared Bowen almost scores a lucky little deflected goal, but it is well blocked. From the corner, it's whipped in. Tammy can't quite rise the highest, and the counter-attack is potentially on for United. But lovely bit of skill from Paqueta. Finds Nonto. He finds Costa. Can't quite get it in his path. And the counter-attack is on for Manchester United once again. This time, Diallo gets the better of Kieran Tierney. Just charging down this right-hand side. He's got men in the middle to aim for. He's going to find one of them in Rasmus Højlund. He's unmarked. And he's basically in the exact same position as where he was for his first goal. Flipped on its head. 2-0 on the night. 3-2 on aggregate. And we might have just bottled another semi-final. Just like we did against Leverkusen last year. But thank God for Costa. Because he comes up in the clutch moments. He comes up in these big games. He always delivers against the big six teams. And he rightfully so. But 2-1 on the score. This was the game in the score in the previous game. Great save from Georgie. He's kind of shaken off those 2 early goals. And we're right back in it. We want to win this game at home. We want to secure ourselves in a Carabao Cup final. We want to have the chance to win our first piece of silverware. And actually, I looked last night. West Ham haven't won the League Cup before. So this would be the first League Cup in their history. They've won the FA Cup. And they've won the FA Cup before. They've won a couple of obscure European trophies, as well as obviously the Conference League trophy. But yeah, they've never won the league. They've never won the cup. What did I just call this one? The Carabao Cup, or the whatever you want to call it. The Capital One Cup, the Carling Cup, the League Trophy, whatever you want to. The League Cup. But yeah, we flip this game on its head. 5-3 on aggregate. They've taken off Rasmus Højlund. Garnacho plays it into Mason Mount. He is going to score out the near post. 15 minutes remaining. We have the 1 goal advantage. And we are going to bring on Kudus for his final game. Tapsoba is also going to make his debut at centre-back. Just to try and see it out. Just to try and maybe catch him on the counter with Adama Traore and Kudus down the wings. But overall, this game, it was a tough one. It was a solid little game from Manchester United. They seem to be the toughest opposition consistently. Obviously, the first season, Liverpool and City were probably the 2 hardest games that year. But United consistently have been a team we've struggled to defeat. And we've gone and done it back-to-back in the Cup. Seeing us through to the final. And seeing Kudus play his final minutes for the club before he departs to play Liverpool. To play for Liverpool. But big news is Preston North End held Man City, and we will be playing Championship Preston in the final of the Carabao Cup. You know, you don't want to write them off too quickly, but that should be us. We are favourites. We are definite favourites for that trophy, but we should have a piece of silverware in our cabinet come March. But we can see here, Kudus, his final day at West Ham, just collects his things from his little locker, and we're gonna, me and my assistant coach are gonna walk him to the door, say our goodbyes to what has been a superstar of a player for us here at West Ham. Real shame to see him go, but 90 million coming in our way. We can do a lot of things with that 90 million, and one of which is going to be to try and find his replacement. It's going to be difficult, but I think we can do it because there was a player we wanted to sign in the summer window, Ansu Fati. I promised I would sign him last year when he scored against us for Brighton. We are going to go and do exactly that. Xavi comes into our office. We're going to just initially offer him 41.5 million. Take it or leave it. He takes it. So for half the price of Kudus, we have gone and signed Ansu Fati. He's coming into the office. Obviously, we've signed him. We just need the man to do his medical. We need him to do all that sort of stuff. And then we'll meet him up in the office with his agent. We'll negotiate the contract, the final details, and we'll see him officially become a West Ham player. But the medical going well. Some of the boys are interested in him. Paqueta, Tammy, interested in meeting our new player. He passed the medical. We can say that happily. And he's going to come and do his contract. Now, he's on huge wages from Barcelona, 130,000 per week. We're going to have to try and bring that down as much as possible. So 85,000. We've got no European football this year, but we are top of the league. That is what we're offering him. He's not first team at Barcelona, so he's taking away his Champions League football with Barcelona, but he's joining top of the league West Ham. He's joining a potential Champions League team in West Ham as well to replace a superstar in Kudus, and I think he wants that challenge because for 41.5 million, Ansu Fati officially signs for West Ham. He's going to take Kudus' number 7. Big shoes to fill, and he's going to do it in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.